Hey guys, I'm the flexibility guy, Coach Elia, and in this video I'm gonna show you the 5 best exercises you can do to improve your shoulders flexibility. First of all, you must know that the shoulder is not just a single muscle, but a joint moved by different muscles: the lats, the chest, the triceps, the biceps, and the deltoids, just to name some. So, when you think about shoulder flexibility, think about the flexibility of all these muscles, both as a single part or in the big scheme of things, where all interact with each other. The exercises we're going to say will focus on the general picture, so on all the muscles that move the shoulder joint, sometimes though putting a little more attention on one muscle or another. Alright, so let's start. Let's see the first exercise. The flexibility guy, Coach Elia. The first exercise we're going to do is the lat stretch on the side. A really important exercise because it increases the flexibility of your lats, which are the biggest muscles you got on your back and maybe the strongest ones. Now, to perform this exercise, you gotta grab something with your top hand. I'm grabbing a ring, you can grab a bar, a band, whatever. You start it much like in a squat position. You go down and you move one leg back and in, and you straighten your leg to the side. So you got one leg in front of you, much like in a lunge, and one leg to the side, straight. Now you let your body go down. So you just want to relax. You want to slide with your shoulder, with the top shoulder, up. All right, so you want to move your scapula and your shoulder toward your ear. You want to relax your side, and then you want to push your hips down. This is what creates the stretch here. So think about moving your shoulder, your top shoulder, and your hips in opposite directions. This will give your entire lat muscle a huge stretch. Now, you want to start by grabbing both hands, with both hands, the thing you're grabbing, so the ring or the bar or whatever. But then, to make this exercise a little more intense, you can put one hand on top of your front knee. And this is the second variation, a little more intense. If you want to make it even more intense than that, then you can straighten one leg to the side, so you got both legs straight now. This is the hardest variation, and here you're gonna feel a huge stretch on your lat muscles. The second exercise we're going to say is the chest stretch on the floor. Also, the chest is a really important muscle you want to stretch if you want to increase your shoulders flexibility, all right? So you want to start with your chest on the floor, spread your arms apart with your hands slightly higher than your shoulders. Now you want to rotate. You want to move your body to the side, keeping one shoulder well pressed against the floor. With the opposite hand, you want to grab a weight and you want to extend that arm up and move it back. So you want to keep your arms on the same line, but one arm is on top with the weight, grabbing the weight with your hands, and you want to let that weight turn your body and move the other arm down. The more you rotate your body, the more you're going to feel the stretch on your chest muscles. Both of the top arm, which is not the working arm really, but especially on your bottom arm, which is the working arm, the arm you're trying to stretch. Now, look also at the position of my legs. You want to move one leg on top of the other, all right, and put the foot on the floor. This gives you much more stability in the position and allows you to find the deepest stretch possible. The third exercise is the butter block stretch, and this one is an excellent one because it involves almost all the muscles that move your shoulder joint, and it puts a little more attention on your triceps. And you might think, are my triceps moving my shoulder? Yes, your triceps move your shoulder as well. Now, to perform this exercise, you gotta grab a stick shoulders width, and you must put your elbows on a couple of supports. I'm using a couple of yoga blocks here. You can use a bench, a chair, or whatever. Now you want to bend your arms and put your hands behind your head. To start, I suggest you perform this exercise without any kind of weight, just to understand the technique and the stretch. But then, as you feel comfortable in the stretch, just put some weights on the stick and perform the exercise with the weights, all right? At this point, you want to move your knees back until you got your legs perpendicular to the floor. And from here, you want to drive your shoulders down toward the floor, your armpits down toward the floor. As you do that, pay attention to this. You don't want to stick your chest out too much, all right? So you want to keep your chest in, your spine neutral, and just focus on your armpits and on your shoulders, which have to go down toward the floor. This ensures that you hold the stretch and you perform the stretch, focusing on the right things, because if you stick your chest out, you're gonna lose a little bit of the stretch you can obtain on your shoulders, all right? So focus on the chest in activation, keep your spine neutral, and just focus on pushing the shoulders and the armpits down until you can feel, of course, the desired sensation of stretch. The fourth exercise is the pullover stretch, an absolute must for your shoulders flexibility. You can use a weight here to adjust the intensity of the stretch. If you want to feel more, use more weight. If you want to feel less, use less weight. You want to start with your shoulder blades on a support. So you can use a chair, like in this video, but also benches or other kind of a box or whatever. Now you want to grab a weight with your hands. Keep your arms straight, all right? And from this position here, you want to drive your arms back on top of your head, all right, in an overhead position. And at the same time, you want to drive your hips down. So there are two movements happening here. Your hips are going down and your shoulders are going in an overhead position, so behind your head. You want to drive the weight back as much as you can, but at the same time, you want to drive your hips down as well. So think about this movement as two main things that are happening. Your hips going down, your shoulders opening, and the weight going down. So you want to maximize both. You can perform dynamic repetitions, which means that you start on top, drive the weight down and your hips down, and come back up. And you can also perform a passive static stretch. So you go down with the weight, you go down with your hips, you stay there, and you feel the stretch as hard as you can. Last but not least, you want to test your shoulder flexibility, and this exercise is excellent for that. Grab a stick shoulders width, sit on your heels, head on a yoga block, and arms straight above your head. Now, lift the stick as high as possible without moving your trunk or butt. If it doesn't move, your shoulder flexibility is improvable. If it moves just a little, you're good, still improvable. If you can lift your stick at your shoulder's height or more, you definitely have good shoulder flexibility. When it feels easy, put a weight on the stick and repeat. This is both a test but also a flexibility exercise. So you want to move the stick up and down for reps to increase your active shoulder flexibility. Alright guys, so these are the 5 exercises you can do to increase your shoulder flexibility with minimal equipment and maximum results. I suggest you repeat these exercises at least a couple of times per week, but if you can put all the exercises we've been saying so far in your daily routine, so you can do them also daily. Hold the stretching positions for 20 to 30 breaths, trying every 5 breaths to get a little deeper into the stretch, and perform 1 to 3 sets per exercise. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions or doubts and if you enjoyed this video. I appreciate you so much. That said, have a nice stretch.
Hey, if you want to improve your shoulders, upper body and back flexibility with all the exercises you need, you should definitely check out this book, Shoulders Range, which is available on Amazon right now.